so much for the presentation. Actually, I wasn't prepared for a speech, so it's really something that came into my mind immediately as I was here. I'm really thrilled to be here with Leslie. This is our second time together, performing together for a larger audience like yours. The first time was in New York at our Consulate General. It's just, you rightly pointed out, our goal is to somehow talk about what happened in Hungary. Hungary is a small country in Central Europe, but it had a very dramatic and very tragic chunk in the history of the whole Holocaust. If you study this period, you will knock into this story. You will have lots of difficulties to understand how was it possible by the end of the Second World War. We're talking about spring of '44, really approaching the final defeat of the Germans and the Third Reich. How it was possible that Jews could survive for such a long time, the Holocaust, and in a matter of just a couple of months, they were transported massively to Auschwitz, and they all, or many of them, the majority of them, had to die there. And so in Hungary, we almost completely lost the countryside Jewry and many of the Budapest Jews as well. Budapest was the only place where Hungarian Jews could survive, because that was the last place to be appointed as deportation sites for the Hungarian Jews. So we have lots of reasons for healing, as you pointed out. We had in Hungary more difficulties to start this healing procedure. Unlike the Germans, who had the, I wouldn't say luxury, but luck to live in a relatively free world after the Second World War, at least the western part of Germany, Hungary was suffering under another totalitarian system, communism, and it took for us 40 more years to get rid of this other totalitarian system, and that was the period when we could start to digest somehow what happened with us and what was our role in what happened during the Second World War to the Hungarian Jews, to our compatriots who we lost in unbelievable huge numbers. The estimations are between 500,000 and 600,000 people of a country of 10 million. So you can imagine the amount of the loss. But just to finish with something positive, something optimistic, many of the Hungarian Jews, they're very tight and very traditional communities, ended up here in the US, in New York, in Brooklyn, for example. You find neighborhoods in Brooklyn where if you start to talk Hungarian, quite likely they will understand you. Orthodox Jews, we talk about Hasidic Jews, we're talking about from certain parts of the neighborhood from where actually Leslie is coming from. This is the northeastern side of Hungary right now. And they have a flourishing Jewish Hungarian culture still alive and with us in Brooklyn. For me, it was an amazing discovery just recently to be their guests and to see how these traditions are still with them. And what I can also tell you, that hatred is, or the willingness of revenge is not around anymore. I guess it's the third generations after the Second World War who are now able to turn to each other, talk about what has happened without anything, without any intention to whitewash what has happened, without any intention to get rid of the responsibility, but to turn to each other again and to start a new chapter with each other. And I guess what Leslie can do with us, and what Leslie's story can help with us, for us to understand what has happened, that works for us, and this healing procedure is speeded up by all of these encounters with him. So please welcome him today. And thank you so much for your attention.